I'm a 28-year-old freelance artist who moonlights as a competitive pinata sculptor. Yes, that's a thing, and no, it's not as lucrative as it sounds. Last week, I told my friend Tara I wouldn't paint her portrait for free, and now she's telling everyone I'm a selfish jerk who hates supporting friends. I just wanted to set a boundary after years of her expecting me to be her personal art vending machine. AITA? Let me back up. I've known Tara since college, where we bonded over late-night ramen runs and complaining about our pretentious art professors. I'm the quiet type, hoodies, chipped nail polish, perpetually smudged glasses from leaning too close to my canvases. Tara's the opposite, loud, glittery, the kind of person who'd wear a feather boa to a dive bar and somehow pull it off. She's a barista by day, TikTok influencer by night, with about 12K followers who eat up her latte art videos and dramatic life updates. We've always been tight, but lately it's felt like I'm her on-call favor dispenser. My world's pretty niche. I live in a cramped loft above a vintage arcade in this weird artsy corner of town. The air always smells like popcorn and soldering iron from the guy downstairs fixing old Pac-Man machines. My days are spent juggling commissions, mostly pet portraits for rich weirdos who want their chihuahuas in Renaissance outfits, and my true love, sculpting piñatas for local competitions. Last month, I won third place with a life-sized narwhal that rained glitter and sour gummies. Tara showed up, ate half the candy, and posted a selfie with it captioned, "My bestie's a genius." Cute, right? Except she didn't ask if she could take the leftovers. She's been leaning on me for free art forever. Back in school, I'd sketch her for practice, quick charcoal stuff, nothing fancy. But over the years, it's escalated. "Hey, can you design my logo?" "Oh, could you whip up a flyer for my cousin's dog's birthday?" Once she asked me to paint her entire apartment door with a mural of her cat, Mr. Whiskerstein, because it'd be so aesthetic. I did that one, took me 14 hours and a crick in my neck, but she never even bought me a coffee. I'm not Picasso here, I'm just trying to pay rent and not live off instant noodles again. The setting for this mess? A piñata competition after party at a kitschy tiki bar called the Tipsy Coconut. Think bamboo walls, neon flamingos, and sticky floors from spilled Mai Tais. I was riding high after placing second with a piñata shaped like a disco ball, Elvis, gold cape, sideburns, the works. Tara was there, double-fisting pineapple cocktails, her eyeliner already smudging from the humidity. My other pals, Javi, a tattooed welder with a soft spot for bad puns, and Priya, a med student who knits tiny hats for stray cats, were hyping me up, snapping pics of Elvis getting whacked open by a drunk judge. That's when Tara slid into the booth, her bangles jangling like a wind chime in a storm. "So," she slurred, poking my arm, "I need a favor. My TikTok's been kinda flat lately. I want a portrait, like, a big one, oil paint vibes. You know, something moody to hang behind me in videos. You're so good at that stuff." She grinned, all teeth and expectation, like I'd just whip out a canvas right there between the coconut shrimp and the karaoke machine. I took a sip of my watered-down rum runner, trying to keep it light. "Tara, I'd love to, but I'd have to charge you. I'm swamped with commissions and supplies aren't cheap." Her face froze like I'd just told her Mr. Whiskerstein ran away. "Charge me," she said, loud enough that Javi looked up from his phone. "We're friends. You've always done stuff for me before." "Yeah, but it's different now," I said, pushing my glasses up. "I'm trying to make this my job, not just a hobby. I can't keep doing freebies." She scoffed, crossing her arms so her bangles clinked again. "Wow, okay, so I'm just a client now? I've been there for you, like, who stayed up texting you when that gallery ghosted you last year." Priya, bless her, tried to cut in, "Guys, maybe we should," but Tara steamrolled her. "No, I want to hear this. You're seriously gonna nickel-and-dime me after everything?" I felt my chest tighten. "It's not about that," I said, voice shaky. "You ask me for stuff all the time and I never say no. But I'm drowning here, rent's late, I'm eating ramen again, and I spent $40 on glitter for that Elvis alone. I just need a line somewhere." Tara's eyes narrowed. "So I'm the bad guy for asking? Cool. Real classy." She grabbed her drink and stormed off to the bar, where I saw her ranting to some random guy in a Hawaiian shirt. The fallout was instant. By the next morning, my phone was buzzing with texts from mutual friends. "Tara's really upset. What happened? She says you called her a freeloader." Then came the TikTok, a teary video of her in bed, Mr. Whiskerstein purring in the background. "When your best friend decides you're not worth their time anymore," she sniffed, "but I guess art's more important than loyalty." It got 3K likes and a flood of comments like, "Dump her," and "What a fake friend." Javi called me, laughing, "Dude, she's milking this like a reality show," but Priya was gentler. "She's hurt, but you're not wrong. She's just..." "Tara." I tried texting her an apology, not for saying no, but for how it came out. Hey, I didn't mean to blow up at you. I'm just stressed. Can we talk? She left me on read. Meanwhile, I'm spiraling. Did I overreact? I've always sucked at confrontation. My hands were shaking so bad after that I couldn't even sketch. But I'm tired of feeling like her personal art slave. Now half our friends are Team Tara and the other half are awkwardly avoiding me at the arcade downstairs. So Reddit, here's the deal. I refuse to paint Tara's portrait for free because she's been treating me like a favor ATM for years and she's spinning it like I'm some heartless sellout. I just wanted to stand up for myself, but now I'm the stingy artist in our group. AITA? I'm a 32-year-old trivia night host who told my brother his poetry sucked at our family's annual Easter egg hunt. And now he's ghosting me. He asked for my honest opinion, but apparently, I was supposed to lie and say his angsty haikus were Pulitzer-worthy. He's got the whole family whispering about how I crushed his dreams. And I'm starting to wonder if I'm the jerk here. AITA, I should set the scene. I'm Jake. Scruffy beard, faded band tees. The guy who's always got a half-empty Monster Energy can in hand. I host trivia nights at this dive bar called the Rusty Tap, where the regulars call me Quiz Daddy and tip me in loose change and stale pretzels. My brother, Ethan, is 29, a barista with a man bun and a vibe like he's perpetually auditioning for a Wes Anderson movie. He's been writing poetry since high school, mostly dark, flowery stuff about heartbreak and rainy windows, and lately, he's been finding his voice after a breakup with his ex, Marla, who dumped him for a guy who owns a food truck. Our family's Easter egg hunt isn't your typical pastel bunny affair. It's held at our cousin's sprawling alpaca farm an hour outside town, where the air smells like wet hay and the alpacas stare at you like they're judging your life choices. Picture this. Rolling hills dotted with plastic eggs, a rickety picnic table covered in deviled eggs and Aunt Linda's infamous Jell-O mold that nobody eats, and about 20 of us, cousins, uncles, mom chain-smoking Virginia Slims, milling around while alpacas hum in the background. It's chaotic, weird, and peak family tradition. Ethan showed up this year with a leather notebook, his pen twirling like he's about to sign the Declaration of Independence. He's been extra broody since Marla left, keeps posting cryptic Instagram stories like, "The soul bleeds ink," over blurry coffee shop pics. I was busy chasing my niece, Riley, who'd stuffed 6 eggs down her overalls, when Ethan cornered me by the alpaca pen. "Jake, I need your take," he said, clutching that notebook. "I've been working on some new pieces. Be real with me, okay? I trust you." His eyes were all earnest, like a puppy begging for a treat. I shrugged. "Sure, hit me." He cleared his throat and launched into this poem called Shards of Her, full of lines like "Her absence carves canyons in my marrow, and rain weeps like a widow's veil." It went on for like 5 minutes, long enough that an alpaca named Gary started chewing my shoelace. Look, I'm no poetry expert. I can tell you the capital of Kyrgyzstan, Bishkek, you're welcome, but meter and symbolism? Not my jam. Still, I tried to listen, nodding along while Riley screamed about a spider in the distance. When he finished, he looked at me all hopeful. "So, what did you think?" I took a swig of my monster, wiped my mouth on my sleeve and said, "All right, you want real? It's kinda overwritten. Like, the metaphors are trying too hard, and it's so gloomy I'd need a flashlight to get through it. Maybe dial back the drama a bit." I grinned, thinking I was being helpful, light but honest, you know? His face crumpled like I just kicked his dog. "Wow," he muttered, snapping the notebook shut. "Just say you hate it, Jake." I blinked. "I don't hate it, man, you asked me to." But he was already walking off, shoulders hunched, kicking at a tuft of grass. Mom caught the tail end and hissed, "What did you do now?" Before I could explain, Ethan was by the picnic table, loudly telling our cousin Trish, "Guess Jake thinks I'm a talentless hack. Cue the chaos." Trish, who's got a voice like a foghorn, yelled, "Jake, why you gotta be so harsh?" Uncle Ray, half-deaf and munching a deviled egg, chimed in with, "What's that? Jake's starting a fight." Mom stubbed out her cigarette and gave me the death glare. "He's sensitive, Jacob. You know that." Ethan, meanwhile, was dramatically flipping through his notebook like he was auditioning for a soap opera, muttering about unsupportive people. Riley, bless her, toddled over and offered me an egg she'd licked, totally oblivious. I tried to smooth it over. Ethan, come on, you said be real. I wasn't trying to trash you. He spun around, eyes blazing. You didn't have to shred it like that in front of everyone. I'm not some trivia question you can just buzz in on. His voice cracked, and Trish gasped like we were on Jerry Springer. I've been pouring my soul into this, he went on. And you act like it's a joke. Marla was right, you're just a cynic. That stung. I'm not a cynic. I just think canyons in my marrow sounds like a medical condition. The rest of the day was a mess. Ethan sulked by the alpaca barn, scribbling furiously while Trish and Mom shot me side-eye. Uncle Ray kept asking, "What's a haiku?" Like it'd fix everything. I hid out with Gary the alpaca, who at least didn't judge me, though he did spit on my jeans. By the time we left, Ethan wouldn't even look at me. Just climbed into Mom's car and slammed the door. Now it's been a week and he's dodging my texts. I sent him, "Hey, sorry if I came off harsh. Let's grab a beer." Nothing. Mom says he's processing and I need to learn tact. Trish posted a vague Facebook status about family who tear you down, and I'm pretty sure it's about me. The Rusty Tap crew thinks it's hilarious. My bartender buddy Sal keeps calling me the poetry slayer, but I feel like crap. I didn't mean to gut him, I just gave him what he asked for. Or did I misread the room that bad? So, Reddit, I criticized Ethan's poetry at the alpaca farm because he begged for honesty, and now he's acting like I burned his soul to ash. I thought I was being a good brother, but the family split and I'm questioning everything. AITA? I'm a 34-year-old graphic designer who borrowed a painting idea from my coworker's sketch during a late-night shift at our escape room job, and now he's calling me a plagiarist in front of the whole team. I didn't think it was a big deal since we're always bouncing ideas around, but he's furious and I'm wondering if I crossed a line. AITA? Here's the deal. I'm Mia, messy bun, chipped black nail polish, always wearing Docs even when it's 90 degrees out. I've been freelancing as a graphic designer for years, logos, album covers, that kind of thing, but to pay the bills, I work part-time at the Locked Labyrinth, this kitschy escape room spot in a converted warehouse. It's all creaky floors, flickering Edison bulbs, and themed rooms like Pirate's Curse or Asylum Breakout. The vibe's half carnival, half haunted house, and the staff's a weird mix of artsy weirdos and college kids who take the job way too seriously. My coworker, Owen, is 27, lanky, with a patchy beard and a wardrobe of thrifted vests that scream, "I brew my own kombucha." He's the lead designer for the escape rooms, sketches, puzzles, props, the whole aesthetic. Off shift, he's a painter, always lugging around this beat-up sketchbook with coffee stains and paint splatters. We've been cool for the 2 years we've worked together, swapping memes in the group chat, griping about rude customers, sneaking beers in the break room after closing. He's chill but intense about his art, the type to monologue about the purity of creation while you're just trying to microwave your ramen. The setting's key here. The Locked Labyrinth isn't just a job, it's a pressure cooker. We're open late, and after midnight, it's skeleton crew, me, Owen, and maybe our manager, Dee, who's usually napping in her office with a true crime podcast blaring. Last week, we were stuck on a slow Thursday, no bookings past 10 p.m. I was doodling on a napkin half dead from a client deadline when Owen plopped down across from me at the check-in desk. "Check this out," he said, flipping open his sketchbook. It was this wild concept, a figure drowning in a sea of melting clocks, all warped and surreal, with these eerie, glowing eyes peeking through the waves. For my next painting, he grinned, tapping it with his pencil. Still working out the colors. I was hooked. "Dude, that's dope," I said, leaning closer. The clocks, the eyes, it was like Dali and Lovecraft had a baby. He nodded, all proud, then got up to reset the Victorian seance room. I kept staring at that napkin, my brain buzzing. I've been in a creative rut lately, too many corporate gigs, not enough soul. That image stuck with me, and by 2 a.m. I'd sketched my own version on my iPad, a woman sinking in a clock ocean but with neon streaks and a cyberpunk edge. I posted it to my Instagram art account at @MiaMelted, 800 followers, mostly bots, with a caption, "Late night vibes at work. Feeling the flow again." Next shift, all hell broke loose. Owen stormed in, his vest buttoned crooked, holding his phone like it was evidence in a murder trial. "Mia, what the hell is this?" He shoved the screen in my face, my post, side by side with a photo of his sketch he'd just uploaded. "You stole my idea." His voice cracked, loud enough that Dee poked her head out, earbud dangling. I blinked, still holding the pirate hat I was fixing. Whoa, hold up, it's not stealing. I just riffed off it. We're always inspiring each other, right? No, he snapped, pacing by the fog machine. I showed you that in confidence, not so you could jack it and post it online. His hands were flailing now, all dramatic. I've been planning this piece for weeks. It's personal, about my insomnia, and you turned it into some neon thing without even asking. I felt my stomach twist. Owen, it's not the same, I said, setting the hat down. Mine's digital, futuristic. Yours is all moody and analog. I didn't copy-paste it. He laughed, bitter. Oh, great, so it's just inspired plagiarism? You didn't even give me a heads up. Dee shuffled over, chewing gum like she was auditioning for a noir film. Guys, chill. What's the deal? Owen launched into it. She took my concept, Dee. Posted it like it's hers. While I tried to explain, I didn't take it, I just ran with a vibe. Artists do that all the time. Dee squinted at us, then shrugged. Work it out. I'm not your mom. But Owen wasn't done. This is why I don't share stuff, he muttered, grabbing his sketchbook. You're a thief, Mia. He stormed off to the asylum room, slamming the door so hard the fake chains rattled. The fallout's been brutal. By the next day, Owen had told the whole staff. Jess, the college kid who runs the soundboard, texted me, yikes, you really pissed him off. Our group chat's dead silent, except for Dee posting a gif of popcorn. Owen's been icing me out, won't even look at me when we're resetting props. Yesterday he accidentally locked me in the pirate room for 10 minutes, which I'm 90% sure was petty revenge. I took the post down and met him. Hey, didn't mean to step on your toes. Can we talk? He replied, too late. Trust's gone. Ouch. I'm rattled. I've always seen art as a shared sandbox. Picasso said good artists borrow, right? I didn't slap my name on his sketch, I made something new. But he's acting like I robbed his soul and now I'm the villain at work. My freelance gigs are dry, so I can't just quit and the tension's killing me. I jumped when the fog machine hissed last night. Did I screw up by not asking first? Or is he overreacting to a workplace brainstorm gone rogue? So, Reddit, I took an idea from Owen's painting sketch without permission because it sparked something in me and now he's branding me a plagiarist to anyone who'll listen. I thought it was fair game, but I'm second-guessing everything. AITA? I'm a 25-year-old bassist who bailed on my band's gig at a dive bar last weekend because they didn't bother rehearsing. And now they're calling me a conceited diva who thinks she's too good for us. I just wanted us to sound halfway decent instead of crashing and burning in front of a crowd. But they're acting like I betrayed the punk ethos. AITA, let me paint the picture. I'm Riley. Ripped fishnets, chipped purple hair dye, a thrift store leather jacket I've worn since I was 17. I've been playing bass since middle school, mostly self-taught, and I'm the heartbeat of our band, Screaming Pothole. We're a 4-piece punk outfit that's been scraping by in the local scene. Think sticky floors, cheap beer, and crowds of 20 if we're lucky. I'm not in it for fame. I just love the chaos of a good riff and the way my amp buzzes through my bones. My day job's slinging tacos at this food truck called Taco Tornado, where I smell like grease and hot sauce 24/7. The band's a mess of personalities. There's Dex, our singer, 23, bleach blonde mohawk, always yelling about anarchy, while living rent-free in his mom's basement. Jamie's on drums, 30, buzz cut, chain smokes Camels, and has a temper like a firecracker with a short fuse. Then there's Lila, guitarist, 26, all vintage tees and chipped red nail polish. Chill until she's not. We've been together 2 years, playing gigs at places like the Gutter Rat or that one laundromat with a stage in the back. It's scrappy, but it's ours. The setting's this hole-in-the-wall bar called the Broken Amp, tucked behind a strip mall. It's a punk paradise. Graffiti-covered walls, a stage made of plywood that creaks under your boots, and a bar top so scratched you can barely read the drink specials. Not that anyone orders anything but PBR. The crowd's a mix of crust punks, bored college kids, and that one guy in a Hawaiian shirt who's always too drunk to stand. We were booked for Saturday night, our first headlining slot after months of opening for bands with actual fans. I was stoked. We'd been working on a new song, Riot in the Parking Lot, and I'd spent weeks tweaking the bass line so it'd hit like a punch to the chest. Problem is, nobody else cared about prep. I texted the group chat a week out. Rehearsal Thursday? Gotta nail the set. Dex replied with a shrug emoji and, we'll wing it. Punks about chaos lol. Jamie said, busy. Got a date. Lila just sent a gif of a cat sleeping. I pushed, guys, this is big, we can't suck. But they brushed me off. Thursday rolled around, and I showed up at Dex's garage with my bass, amp, and a six-pack of High Life. Crickets. Dex was out. Jamie ghosted, and Lila texted, forgot. Sray, next time. I sat there alone, plucking strings in the dark, feeling like an idiot. Gig night hit and I was done. I showed up at the broken amp, bass case in hand, and found them lounging by the bar like it was a hangout. Dex was chugging a beer, Jamie was flirting with the bartender, and Lila was tuning her guitar like it'd magically fix everything. You guys ready? I asked, voice tight. Dex grinned, all teeth. Yeah, we got this. Raw energy, baby. Jamie snorted. What, you need a script, Riley? I snapped. No, I need you to know the damn songs. We didn't rehearse once. Lila rolled her eyes. It's punk, not a symphony. Relax. That's when I lost it. Relax? This isn't some basement jam. We're headlining. I'm not going up there to sound like garbage because you couldn't be bothered. Dex laughed. Loud and mean. Oh, here comes Ms. Perfect. Too good to improv. Huh. Jamie jumped in. You're such a control freak. And Lila just muttered, conceited much? I felt my face burn. I'm not conceited, I just care. You're screwing us all by half-assing this. The bar was filling up, heads turning, and I could hear the opener's last chord fading. I grabbed my case. I'm out. Play without me if you want. Dex yelled after me. Fine, diva, we don't need you. I stormed out, boots thudding on the gravel lot. The aftermath's a dumpster fire. They played badly. I heard from a Taco Tornado regular who was there. Dex forgot half the lyrics, Jamie dropped a stick mid-song, and Lila's amp cut out. The crowd booed. Someone threw a cup, and they bailed after 4 songs. Now the group chat's a war zone. Dex posted, Riley ditched us. Total sellout move. Jamie, conceited AF, we're better off. Lila, she's just mad we don't kiss her ass. I fired back. You tanked it yourselves, I tried to save us. But they're not having it. Word spreading in the scene. Some punks I know are like, that's hardcore, respect. While others are calling me a poser who doesn't get DIY. I'm gutted. I love screaming pothole, those idiots are my family. I've got blisters from practice, scars from mosh pits. All for this band. But I couldn't face that stage knowing we'd flop. My truck's parked outside the broken amp every shift now and I keep replaying it. Did I overreact? Punk's supposed to be messy, but there's a difference between raw and reckless, right? Or am I just the stuck-up jerk they say I am? So Reddit, I refused to play with my band because they skipped rehearsal and I didn't want us to bomb, and now they're trashing me as a conceited traitor. I thought I was holding us to a standard, but maybe I killed the vibe. AITA? I'm a 29-year-old marine biology grad student who asked my friend to quit strumming his guitar in my houseboat at 3 a.m. and now he's sulking, saying I don't get art and stifle his soul. I just wanted to sleep before a big research dive, but he's acting like I banned his entire existence. AITA? Here's the scoop. I'm Sam, curly hair perpetually damp from saltwater, hoodies with frayed cuffs, and a caffeine addiction that'd make a trucker blush. I live on a rickety houseboat docked at this sketchy marina on the edge of town. It's not glamorous, think peeling teal paint, a deck that creaks like it's auditioning for a horror movie, and a tiny cabin that smells like fish and regret. But it's cheap, and I love the water. I'm up to my eyeballs in grad school, studying jellyfish migrations, which means early mornings hauling gear and late nights crunching data with my laptop balanced on a wobbly table. My friend Nico's been crashing with me for a month. He's 31, wiry with a mop of dark hair and a wardrobe of flannel shirts that look like they've been through a wood chipper. He's a busker, plays acoustic guitar on street corners for tips, usually covers of Nirvana or his own songs about cosmic despair. He's got this gravelly voice and a grin that could charm a shark, but he's also a total night owl. We met a year ago when I tossed a crumpled 5 into his guitar case during a coffee run. Now he's my go-to for bad puns and existential rants over cheap whiskey. The houseboat's a weird little world. It's moored between a guy who breeds parrots, they squawk at dawn, and a retired fisherman who blasts polka music on weekends. At night, the water laps against the hull and you can hear distant buoys clanging like drunk wind chimes. Nico's been sleeping on my fold-out couch. Well, sleeping is generous. He naps all day, then springs awake at midnight like a caffeinated vampire, strumming away while I'm trying to crash after 12-hour lab stints. I've put up with it, earplugs, white noise apps, even a pillow over my head, but last Tuesday was the breaking point. I had a 6 a.m. dive scheduled, tracking a rare jelly bloom off the coast, my first solo lead. I'd been prepping for weeks, triple-checking gear, chugging Red Bull to finish my notes. I stumbled home at 11 p.m., salt-crusted and dead on my feet, and told Nico, dude, I need sleep tonight. Big day tomorrow. No guitar after midnight, cool? He nodded, all, yeah, totally, I get it, and I collapsed into my bunk, dreaming of jellyfish and not drowning in data. Q 3 a.m. I'm jolted awake by this mournful rendition of Smells Like Teen Spirit, Nico crooning I feel stupid and contagious like he's serenading the marina. The boat's rocking slightly, he's perched on the deck, barefoot, strumming so loud the parrots start screeching in protest. I stumble out in my ratty octopus pajama pants, bleary-eyed. Nico, what the hell? I said no guitar. He stops mid-chord, looking wounded. I was inspired, Sam. The moon's vibe was calling me. I rub my face, the clock glowing 3:04. I don't care about the moon, I need to sleep. I've got to dive in 3 hours. He sets the guitar down, arms crossed. Wow, okay, so art's just noise to you? I'm pouring my heart out and you're, what, too busy counting fish to care. I snap back, it's not fish, it's jellyfish, and yeah, I'm busy not failing my career. His jaw drops. You don't get it. This is my process. You're stifling me. I groan, louder than I mean to. Your process can wait, till noon. I'm not your audience at 3 a.m. He grabs his guitar like it's a wounded child and stomps inside, muttering, didn't peg you for a creativity killer. The fallout's been icy. He's barely spoken to me since, sits on the deck all day, scribbling lyrics with this kick puppy vibe. Wednesday, I got back from the dive, success, by the way, jelly bloom nailed, and found a note on the table, gone to crash with a friend who appreciates me. Thanks for nothing. Oof. My phone's got texts from our mutual pal, Tara. Nico says you hate his music, WTF? And I'm paranoid the marina's gossip mill is spinning me as the jerk who kicked out the sad guitarist. I tried calling him, hey, I didn't mean it like that. Just needed sleep. Come back. He hung up after, we'll see. I'm wrecked over this. Nico's a mess, but he's my mess. I love his dumb songs when I'm not half dead. I could have been nicer, maybe set a clearer boundary sooner, but 3 a.m. guitar when I'm begging for rest? That's not on me, right? Still, I keep replaying his stifling me line, wondering if I'm the buzzkill here. Grad school's frying my brain, maybe I overreacted. So Reddit, I told Nico to stop playing guitar late at night on my houseboat because I needed sleep for a huge work thing, and now he's calling me an art-hating tyrant. I thought I was just setting a limit, but he's got me questioning if I crushed his spirit. AITA?